I mentioned that I had a teacher who lost the tip of her finger. You can be awarded benefits for what are called specific losses. And those are losses, digits, your hand, limbs, eyesight, hearing, things like that are specifically covered. And you are awarded those benefits whether you ever miss time from work. The teacher I had who had the tip of her finger lopped off, she might have missed 2 days from work. Well, the first week of workers' comp is not covered. So if you only miss 2 days of work, you're not getting compensated for anything. You're using your own sick time. But she was awarded benefits for the fact that she lost the tip of her finger. She was awarded specific benefits, and there's actually a chart as to pinky is the least amount of money, your thumb is the most. Under the law, the first week, if you are out less than a week, you're not eligible for workers' compensation. Now, the school district may cover you because here's why. This gets a little complicated. First week, no coverage. It's like unemployment. There's almost like a waiting week. Second week, if you miss any days in the second week, let's say you miss 5 days from work altogether. 5 is the first week, 2 into the second week, the compensation you get is for those 2 days in the second week. But if you're out 2 full weeks and starting into a third week, you're covered from day 1. So it goes all the way back. So probably what happens in those instances is that there is a determination that somebody's going to be out for at least 2 weeks. Now, your employer can do what they want. The school district can do what they want. They can choose to cover somebody from day 1. The law doesn't require them to. The law doesn't require them to. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes employers will cover people right from the beginning. But the law doesn't require them to. So, and that's a great situation where the school district makes that determination and they can make it pretty quickly as to whether they're going to cover somebody and pay them right from the beginning. That's good to know. So keep in mind, thank God it's an unusual circumstance for people who work in schools to have to deal with things like the loss of a digit, but there is compensation. Now, in the instance of the teacher that I talked about, who the tip of her finger came off, is she still had probably 3/4 of her finger, but she didn't get the benefit as if her entire finger was gone. She got half. Wow. And it literally the law actually talks about if it's between this knuckle and this knuckle, you get full. You get the full finger. If it's between the middle knuckle and what they call the distal, the one up by your fingernail, then it's only half. And in her case, it was above that, actually, but she got half. You can lose the use of a body part. For instance, let's say the finger's still there, but it doesn't work because, if you don't mind me using your example, you cut a nerve in your hand. Now, if that had been a tendon that you cut, not only a nerve, but a tendon that made your finger not work, and it never came back. There was nothing to be done. It never came back, and that finger was essentially useless. We can get the same type of benefit as if it was gone completely. It's called loss of use. And that can be for, again, same type of body parts, fingers, hands, eyes, feet, legs. It doesn't have to be that the body part is actually been amputated, okay? There's also benefits for scars on your head, face, and neck. So if you have an injury that results in a scar on your head, face, or neck, you can receive, again, a flat payment for the scar that you have. Don't have to miss time from work. I would say, scars are not that common anymore. Fortunately, workplaces have gotten safer over the years. Technology's gotten better, equipment's gotten better, and there's not as many scars that happen. But they do happen. People get injuries on their head, face, and neck, and if it results in a scar, you get a specific benefit for that. Sometimes when people have surgery because they've injured their neck, the surgeons actually, they can go in, they can do the surgery from the front of your neck and they can do it from the back. And that's a scar that we can get compensation for aside from the surgery, aside from the time that you missed from work because of the surgery. Yeah, those are called disfigurement benefits. And again, even if there's no time missed from work, those benefits are payable.